The Daily Wire had a deal with Twitter to play their famous documentary, What is a Woman, tonight live for free for everybody to check out. I don't know if it was going to be live. It was going to be free for like 24 hours. And at the last minute, it is being reported by the Daily Wire and their CEO, Jeremy Boring, co-CEO Jeremy Boring, that Twitter pulled out of the deal because the documentary misgenders two people. That's right. A documentary about gender misgenders people. And it's fascinating because the documentary actually is done really, really well in that Matt Walsh, who is leading this picture, gives an opportunity to anyone to express their ideas. And in fact, one of my favorite scenes, one of the scenes in question, shows Matt Walsh actually arguing the side of gender ideology as a good interviewer would do. Speaking with a man at his store who had an encounter with a trans woman who was on the city council, Matt Walsh actually says, but you're not a scientist. How do you know these things? You've not done these studies. How can you tell someone's a woman? How do you know you're a man? He's actually arguing the points made by the left to see what this guy will say. It's what a good interviewer would do. And it allows people to express themselves in a semi-adversarial way. Meaning, here's the other side. What's your argument? Twitter said, nope. And so they canceled the deal. And when the Daily Wire said, we're going to show it anyway, they said, we will make sure no one sees it. I'm paraphrasing, but let me read for you the story and show you the thread from co-CEO of Daily Wire, Jeremy Boring. The Daily Wire reports Twitter cancels deal with the Daily Wire to stream What is a Woman over misgendering and will label the film hateful conduct. And it's just so shocking and offensive that, it's the first day of American Greatness Month, where all of these companies are putting up rainbows to symbolize God's covenant to the earth. I'm just so surprised. You see what I'm doing there, huh? Anyway, let's read the news. Daily Wire co-CEO Jeremy Boring revealed Thursday that Twitter canceled a deal with the conservative media company to stream its hit documentary, What is a Woman? I'm saying documentary out like that on purpose because I love it when people say that. For free on social media platform due to misgendering. After Elon Musk's takeover of the social media platform and his promised dedication to free speech, the Daily Wire sought a deal to stream Matt Walsh's What is a Woman on Twitter for the documentary's 1-year anniversary. Initially, Twitter responded enthusiastically to the idea, even offering the Daily Wire a package to purchase a whole page for Twitter users to view the film, Boring said. That changed after the platform asked to view a screening of the film. Jeremy, could it be that it all changed after the new CEO came to be? The woman who worked for the Biden administration and the World Economic Forum? Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, I have Snopes, the greatest news organization. They say Snopes has new Twitter CEO Linda Yaccarino worked with both WEF and Biden administration. True. Well, there you go. Maybe that's what changed. I don't know for sure. They say, quote, after reviewing the film, though, Twitter let us know that not only could we no longer purchase the package they offered, they would no longer provide us any support. It would actually limit the reach of the film and label it as hateful conduct because of misgendering, Boring said in a Twitter thread. Well, let me just pull up the actual Twitter thread and go through everything Jeremy says. So Jeremy tweeted this morning around 9 a.m. Twitter canceled the deal with the Real Daily Wire to premiere What is a Woman for free on the platform because of 2 instances of misgendering. I'm not kidding. Here's what happened. 1 year ago today, we released What is a Woman. To celebrate the occasion and expand the movie's already enormous impact, we decided to give it away for free for 24 hours on Twitter. With Twitter's recent commitment to free speech, we thought it would be the perfect place to distribute the film and drive the conversation forward on one of the most important topics of our day. Twitter responded with enthusiasm and offered us the opportunity to buy a package to host the movie on a dedicated event page and to promote the event to every Twitter user over the first 10 hours. We accepted and signed an agreement. After we signed, Twitter asked to see the film to better understand what parts may trigger users so they could better prepare their response. They said they were still all hands on deck for the launch, so we sent them a screener. After reviewing the film, though, Twitter let us know that not only could we no longer purchase the package they offered, they would no longer provide us any support and would actually limit the reach of the film and label it as hateful conduct because of misgendering. Specifically in the film, a father refers to his 14-year-old daughter as her, and a store owner uses the wrong pronoun in a confrontation with a trans person, which is literally the point of the film. And not only that, it is not the Daily Wire that is doing it. It is subjects in the film saying these things. This is insane. Twitter basically is saying, if out in the wild you happen to film someone, and even if the context is critical, they will ban the content. Yep. Look, I like Elon Musk. Elon Musk does great work. And worthy of criticism, of course, especially pertains to China, but I'm not going to pretend to know everything. I think what he's doing is some of the most important work on the planet with SpaceX, with Starship, and with Mars colonization. So I'll accept, that some bad comes with good, but it's a net positive across the board. I wonder if this is an oversight. I kind of believe Elon will intervene and say, no. This film, we're not doing this. And I think that they likely will see this turned around. I'm hoping. I don't know for sure. I wonder if bringing on this new WEF CEO is what's changed it all. And Elon may be recognizing that he's not able to save this platform the way he hoped. We'll see. He's done a decent amount of good already, but he goes on to say there's more. Jeremy says, we reminded Twitter they removed misgendering from their policy, that the term misgendering itself is misleading, and that enforcing such a policy places them on the side of the most radical elements in society, the side most opposed to their commitment to free speech. Twitter clarified they only removed misgendering from their policy because they didn't need to be that specific, but that they still consider misgendering abuse and harassment. My, oh my. They gave us the opportunity to edit the film to comply. We declined. Bravo, good sir. When we asked how much they would limit the visibility if we posted the film anyway, Twitter replied that our own followers would not be able to see it in their feeds. This, they said, is part of their speech not reach policy. It's also called shadow banning. Of course, saying you have the right to speak, but we'll make sure no one hears you is a bit like saying you have the right to cast a vote, but we'll make sure it isn't counted. That's not right at all. Not a right at all, he says. We brought all our shows to Twitter Tuesday because we believe Twitter was committed to free speech, especially on this issue. After all, the Babylon Bee was silenced on Twitter over this very issue, and that in part prompted Elon Musk to purchase the platform. The other tech platforms have already decided where they stand in the trans debate and demonetize and deprioritize all those who disagree. Now, Twitter has joined the ranks of the other tech superpowers in ensuring one side of the debate is suppressed. Elon Musk is not beholden to conservatives. He has the right to run his business as he sees fit. But if Twitter is going to throttle one side of one of the most important debates facing society, it cannot claim to champion free speech. I'd like to bring you back, Jeremy, to like 3 years ago when this was literally their policy. He says, I hope Elon Musk will reconsider this awful policy. If we can't debate these issues on Twitter, where can we debate them? If conservatives aren't welcome on Twitter, where are they welcome? It's unlikely another centibillionaire will come along to offer an alternative. Well, Jeremy, there's always Rumble. Yeah, for real. There's always posting the documentary for free for 24 hours on Rumble. Look, Twitter's a massive platform, and Elon buying it opened the door. I, as CEO of Timcast Media, have subscribed to the enterprise level user of the platform. Timcast News on Twitter, which is our parent account, has the golden badge, and it costs a lot of money. It's not just about the golden badge. It's about prioritization. It's about verifying all of our employees up to a certain number, I believe. And it's about, like, here's our business. This is really us. We want to be verified. We don't want people impersonating us and things like that. I don't know if I care anymore. When Twitter announced they were going to be bringing on this World Economic Forum woman, I was about to click cancel. And then people were like, no, give him a chance. Give him a chance. When they do something wrong, and I said, fair point. If I cancel now, I actually sacrifice my leverage. And so it's better to say, hey, you're bringing this WF person on. If you do bad by us, we cancel. No, okay. Please don't cancel. Trust me, we'll be okay. Right now, we are on the line. If they do not reinstate this deal with the Daily Wire, we'll probably cancel. I'll probably just cancel Twitter Blue across the board and just be like, there's no point. There's no point in paying for a platform that would do something like this. Look, if we were talking about someone who said they wanted to post a video that was just screaming hate speech, and like we made a video where we just don't like X group of people, I'd be like, okay, dude, listen. This is the segments in question. subjects of the film making statements. Okay, how are we supposed to know what people in the real world think if we can't even show a thing that happened? You see my point? It is not Matt Walsh who is going out here and be like, I'm going to misgender all these people. Ha 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 ha. And even if that was the case, he's having an academic debate over the issue. And they said no. So be it. Why am I going to invest in Twitter in that case? For real. Why spend any of this money? I'll tell you, the amount of money I spend on this could be spent on other things. So look, I'm going to wait. If tonight Twitter does not restore the Daily Wire, I'm just going to cancel all of our subscriptions. We all get de-verified. I literally don't care. There's no point in paying for something that is detrimental to our values. I won't do it. I think it may be too late at this point for Twitter as well. To set up a dedicated page probably takes time, and they're not going to be able to pull it off. I wonder, is the Daily Wire actually enterprise verified? Let me double check real quick. I wonder if they'd even drop it. The Daily Wire is golden verified. It's got the yellow badge. They say this account is verified because it's an official organization on Twitter. Well, I don't know about you guys, Daily Wire, but I'm not going to pay if they don't restore you. Maybe the Daily Wire thinks it's still worth paying for the service, but my view is I will not give money to these companies. I won't do it. It's bad enough I have to go to Starbucks. Okay, Starbucks isn't the worst. They're in terms of like wokeness, but they're as bad as anybody else, right? What I mean to say is they do bad things, but it's not like Target or Bud Light. When I go out for coffee, we've got 2 coffee shops. One's hardcore woke, big masks only, and they don't carry heavy cream. And I'm like, okay, not interested. And then you've got Starbucks that they allow people to come in without masks. And at a certain point, like the mask mandates were dropped, this one store kept them up. Like that's the wokeness. That's the weird cult-like behavior. And Starbucks like, nah, you're good. And they have heavy cream. Man, and I'm not a big fan. I want to open cast brew coffee shops all over the place so we can have American values in our enterprises. Maybe the real mission is just that we launch cast brew together. When we launch our first, we just say franchise it. And then we would take like a percentage of like franchise fee, but it would go towards like a legal defense fund or something. And then we have like protocol of like play these shows, put these TVs up. How cool would it be to have like 1,000 cast brew coffee shops and you walk in and James O'Keefe, OMG, Steven Crowder, they're on the TV. That's what we got to do. I will not give my money to Twitter if Twitter is actively saying they're psychotic death cultists. I'm like, dude, I'm not going to fund that stuff. I don't have Netflix. I don't have Disney Plus. I got rid of those things. Slowly getting rid of as much as I can. The challenge, we want to win a culture war, so we have to be involved in culture. To a certain extent, we can't just remove ourselves. That's why I tell people, look, don't cancel your Disney, don't cancel your Netflix. Do it if you can, do it if you must. But I'm not going to tell everybody just boycott entertainment in general because we need to know what's going on in the entertainment world, and then we need to create alternatives. The reason we launched Cast Brew Coffee, go to castbrew.com if you want to support us, is because I don't expect people to stop shopping at these big coffee shops. They got to get their coffee from somewhere. We must present a real alternative. Rumble, they don't have a Twitter-like system. Maybe Rumble, you guys could create a community thread kind of thing. But I'll leave it at that. You get the point. I will terminate if they don't rectify this. Jeremy Bourne goes on to say, we plan to post the movie anyway tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. Will Twitter make good on their threat to throttle it and label it hateful conduct? Or will Twitter live up to its great promise? We'll all find out together. Matt Walsh says, read this thread. We are streaming What is a Woman free for all on Twitter tonight. Despite signing an agreement with us, Twitter now says they will label the film hate speech and suppress it. This is a gross betrayal of the free speech promises they have made to their users. Twitter wants us to censor the film if we're going to post it. We will not do that. It will still stream tonight uncensored at 8 Eastern, no matter what. We'll find out if Twitter is truly a free speech platform or not. We are putting the ball back in their court. Censorship around misgendering is one of the primary catalysts that drove Elon Musk to buy Twitter in the first place. If this is allowed to stand, it will all be for nothing. He says one of the many things that makes the suppression and censorship of What is Woman so ridiculous is that we simply provided a forum for both sides to make their case. The fact that the trans side utterly humiliates itself is their fault, not ours. We let them speak. Twitter has now chosen a side and declared that one side is not only wrong, but shouldn't even be heard. This is, of course, the position of every big tech platform on the issue. We hoped Twitter would be different. Today, it seemed like we were wrong. Indeed. This is one of the clips from the film I want to play for you. Matt Wall says, the other hate speech scene. Please note, Twitter is accusing this father of misgendering his own daughter by calling her her. This man is being persecuted by the Canadian government for trying to protect his daughter from mutilation. Twitter has taken the persecutor's side.
How exactly did this get into the courts to begin with?
Right. So what happened is we set up a meeting with BC Children's Hospital, and according to the BC
Children's
Hospital.
I need to. I'm like, why is the audio wrong? What's going on? Oh, I have the audio set up wrong. That was my fault. So here we go. Okay, this should work now.
How exactly did this get into the courts to begin with?
Right. So what happened is we set up a meeting with BC Children's Hospital, and according to the BC Children's Hospital website, there's going to be a thorough evaluation, and I'm thinking, good, this is going to be the end of it all. They're going to clearly see that my child is not the opposite sex. So my ex-wife brings my child into BC Children's Hospital. I get a call less than an hour into that appointment is that they were going to pump her full of cross-sex hormones within the hour. And I put a halt to that. I said, no. They agreed to stop for the moment. They figured, well, let's get the dad on board too. This is all going to be better. Let's just get everybody on the same page. I said, it's not going to happen. So I get a letter from BC Children's Hospital in December of 2018. And it says that under the BC Infants Act, they will start injecting my child with cross-sex hormones. And I have 2 weeks to respond with legal action if I so choose. And so that's how I ended up in court, because I did respond with legal action.
So you called your daughter a she, and you went to jail for that?
It's considered criminal violence to not use the preferred pronouns. It is no different than, let's say, I were to take a broomstick and whack one of my kids over the head. So they were treating it in a similar fashion, that misgendering, mispronouncing my child was the equivalent of family violence.
Is she on the hormone pills now?
She is. The court ordered that she could do whatever she wanted.
I find that really fascinating, to be completely honest. It's just weird, like that a dad would be like, well, the court said it. I'm like, wow. I wonder what it would have been like 200 years ago. I don't know. Kind of feel like it'd be a lot crazier. Frank J. Fleming, I saw this one on Twitter. This is he's a former engineer, scripted creator for Daily Wire, says, man, this sucks. So Elon bought Twitter because the Babylon Bee was banned from misgendering, but they would have throttled the reach of a free release of What is a Woman because of that. That's taking aside a really dumb one in an issue that needs more public debate. I agree. Ben Shapiro tweets, any society that isn't normatively based on heterosexual family formation is definitionally doomed to collapse. Pretending that society ought to be apathetic about such matters, or even worse, condemnatory of the presence of traditional norms, is civilizationally suicidal. That's what they want. I mean, there's no other way around it. It is a presumption to say they want it, but you know what? Let me just remove that from the equation and say whatever it is they're doing results in this. Children sterilizing themselves, people gorging themselves, people aborting their kids. The end result is less people. I saw a story today that said teen pregnancy is way down. And I'm like, that's a good thing. We don't want teenagers getting pregnant. We want people in their early 20s to start having families and to be responsible. But the Malthusians are pronounced. They think the earth is overpopulated. I disagree. I do think there's too many people in cities. I think cities are disgusting. I think we have serious cultural problems. So maybe what they really want is a reorganization, a great reset, as it were. I wonder what that could mean. Maybe the Great Reset doesn't mean what you think it is. When we look at the details of something like the Great Reset, which they publicly discuss, it's, you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. But think about this. Along with those policies are the policies of population reduction. Again, it doesn't need to be intentional. I don't know what they want or whatever, but let me just say this. Policies of resetting global capitalism combined with sterilizing people, aborting children, and not having families, promoting, how would you describe this? Less than traditional lifestyles. This reduces the amount of people that will be created. What happens? If civilization collapses, only the strong will survive. Perhaps whatever the Great Reset is, whether intentional or not, will result in a resetting of American social norms. You know, I said this on Timcast IRL in the member section. I think Bill Gates hates liberals. I genuinely think he hates liberals. I'm not saying he's a conservative. I don't think that he's agrees with conservatives, but he hates liberals. And a lot of and I always get people being like, "What? What makes you think that?" And I'm like, "Dude, his policies advocate for their demise." Like, dude, if you went to someone and said, "Would you consider aborting or sterilizing your kids?" Do you think that's a term of endearment? No, you're basically saying, "I despise you so much, I want your lineage to end." It doesn't mean he likes conservatives, but conservatives are saying no to this. So the end result is just the left and liberals gorging themselves, aborting their kids, sterilizing their kids, body positivity, propping up people like Lizzo, who is morbidly obese. Like, you will be sick, you will die. We want you to be healthy and to live. And that's the end result. The strong will survive. And the Great Reset will be a reset of human civilization with people who are stronger and more capable and more responsible. And I'm not saying anyone's doing it intentionally. I'm saying that seems to be the case. Cities will collapse. The left will sterilize themselves or gorge themselves out of existence. And then conservatives will start having kids, as they've often done. And the earth will be a genuinely conservative place. I think we need more people, but not liberals. And I don't mean that as prescriptive or anything. What I'm saying is we need people who recognize working together towards a common goal. And I think that goal is space colonization. That's why Elon Musk is doing important work. But liberals, for the most part, want to be influencers. They want to eat a lot of food. They post videos of them eating, and they're wayward souls. I think it's possible people can be saved. That this urban city dweller who doesn't know what's really going on in the world, who's morbidly obese, can start to learn, can exercise, can eat right, cut out those sugars, and then find a better life. But it really does feel like the policies, again, whether intentional or not, will result in the demise of the average urban liberal. But we'll see, my friends, tonight. If they throttle this, if they don't restore the Daily Wire's ability to publish this, I want them to uphold their agreement. I'm going to terminate our Twitter Blue subscription, our enterprise subscription, because I don't see any point in supporting Twitter if that's the case. I'll leave it there. Next segment's coming up at 4 p.m. on this channel. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you all then.